Hi, my name is Hunter Waldron and I work here at K2 Snowboarding, and I'm going to talk to you about our new Lien binding with its tripod chassis technology. And the development of this binding really began when we talked to a lot of our pros and our riders and ambassadors and people about the company about kind of the fundamental contradiction of a binding. It's supposed to hold you down and hold you in, but also give you some freedom to move around so that you can pressure your board in different ways, draw different lines down the mountain. So that was really the genesis of it, is to try and look at that contradiction and see if we can make some steps towards finding the perfect balance there. So the way we approached this balance, or trying to find some balance, was to really think about how naturally your foot flexes. And if we can mimic how your foot moves and flexes and interacts, then we might have that balance of a binding that makes you feel free but also does its basic function of hold you to the board. There are really 3 points of contact that your foot makes when you're standing or running or snowboarding. And so we use those 3 points as our starting point. And they're asymmetrical. The human foot is not pretty, it's not even. So we place these power transmission pods in the locations of those 3 major pressure contacts. And that's where you're transmitting all your power from your foot, through your boot, through your binding, and out into your board. So one of the key features of the tripod chassis is that it's biomechanically correct. That's a mouthful, but it's just an intricate way of saying this is the way your foot works. And that's why in the end we've got a binding that flexes with your foot and almost disappears in that respect. So with the power transmission pods mimicking the shape of the human foot and how it transmits power, the next step was to mimic how the human foot flexes and how it moves. So in order to do that, we lifted the base plate, or the bottom of the chassis, off of the board, so that besides those power transfer pods, the rest of the binding is up in the air to move around and to roll and flex and move the way the human foot does, so that you have a perfect transmission of power, but you also have some movement that mimics the human foot movement, so that you can find new ways to reach out on your board and pressure your edge farther, or even stay in the center for ultimate support. So if you're a rider that's looking to expand how you move around and pressure your edges on your board and to draw new lines on the mountain, the Lien binding and its tripod chassis is an excellent thing to check out. You'll really enjoy how it supports you but lets you be free and move around at the same time. It's a binding that almost disappears on your foot and lets you focus on the good times and the riding.